Liberty and justice for all. The prayer this morning will be presented by the good delegate representing Baltimore County.
Good morning, colleagues, and thank you, Madam Speaker. Let us bow, assume your position. This morning I woke up and I was reminded of just how precious time is. And we have 90 days to get everything done for the benefit of our constituents and the citizens of Maryland. And with that, I was reminded of a poem from Benjamin Mays. It was a poem that my friend, the Congressman Elijah Cummings, would quote sometimes just on the interest of time. I've only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, I didn't choose it. But it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. Allow us to use our time wisely. Allow us this weekend to get rest. Allow us to come back focused on the work of the people. Allow the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart to be acceptable in thy sight. And let us all say, amen.
Amen. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 114 members present, the House is now in session. Petitions, memorials, and other papers. Recognize a good delegate from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to use the delegate's name?
Permission granted.
Good morning, esteemed colleagues. On behalf of Delegate Corman, Delegate Wallach, and myself, I rise today with great pride to recognize and honor the outstanding achievements of several state championship athletic teams from District 16's Walt Whitman High School in Bethesda, Maryland. These student athletes have demonstrated exceptional dedication, skill, teamwork, and perseverance, bringing great distinction to their school and community. I am pleased to welcome the following Walt Whitman teams that have secured state championship titles. The Walt Whitman cross country team, winners of the 4A state championship in November 2024. The Walt Whitman girls soccer team, winners of the 4A state championship for the 4th consecutive year in November 2024. The Walt Whitman wrestling team, winners of the 4A state championship for the 2nd consecutive year in February 2025. Today, we are joined by the remarkable coaches on the floor with us who have guided these athletes to success. Greg Herbert, head coach of the Walt Whitman girls soccer team. Derek Mannon, head coach of the Walt Whitman wrestling team. Ben Toms, head coach of the Walt Whitman cross country team. These coaches have been instrumental in instilling discipline, teamwork, and a passion for the excellence in their athletes. Their leadership has been pivotal in achieving these outstanding championship results. Some of these exceptional student athletes have joined us today in the gallery behind us. Please, colleagues, join me in congratulating these remarkable Walt Whitman High School teams and join their coaches for their extraordinary achievements and for representing the values of discipline, perseverance, teamwork, and dedication that inspires all. Thank you.
Will the reading clerk please read the resolutions in full?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the Walt Whitman High School girls soccer, wrestling, and cross-country teams in recognition of your hard work, dedication, and extraordinary teamwork in winning the 4A state championship in 2024 and 2025. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 21st day of March 2025.
Recognizing a good delegate from Baltimore County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. I have a confession. My socks do not match today. But I'm not alone. The chamber is filled this morning with delegates wearing mismatched socks. For today, March 21st, 3/21 is World Down Syndrome Day, a day we celebrate all that is wonderful and unique about those with Down syndrome, each of whom carries 3 21st chromosomes. Those chromosomes happen to resemble mismatched socks. Joining us in Annapolis today are self-advocates, allies, and organizations from around the state. And on the rostrum, please welcome Jeremiah Foster and Thomas Rickloff, who will accept our official House resolution honoring this day. We're all invited to join a celebration from 2 to 3 o'clock on Lawyers Mall, followed by an in-person dance party at the St. Anne's Parish House and Hall, located at 199 Duke of Gloucester Street. Thanks to everyone who's rocking their socks today to help advocate for the rights, inclusion, and well-being of all individuals with Down syndrome.
Will the reading clerk please read the resolution in full?
Be it hereby known to all that the House of Delegates of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to the Maryland Down Syndrome Advocacy Coalition in recognition of your commitment to ensuring all individuals have equal rights and the opportunity, encouragement, and support required to lead a self-determined life. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented on this 21st day of March 2025.
That ends the work at the desk. Committee announcements, appropriations.
Thank you, Madam
Yes.
Speaker. There are no meetings or announcements.
Okay. Judiciary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the House Judiciary Committee will not be meeting. Have a good weekend.
Environment and Transportation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House Environment and Transportation Committee will not be meeting today, but there are some subcommittee announcements for Monday.
Ways and Means. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Ways and Means Committee will not be meeting today.
Economic Matters.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Economic Matters Committee will vote immediately following session.
Health and Government Operations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Health and Government Operations Committee will not be meeting today, and there are no subcommittee meetings, no meetings. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Madam Speaker,
Yes.
Rules Committee.
Rules Committee.
Rules Committee will be meeting on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. We will have a few pieces of business to do, including public hearings on Senate bills.
Is there any other subcommittee announcements? Any delegation announcements? Any caucus announcement? Yes. Yes.
Madam Speaker, I'm sorry. A subcommittee meeting on Monday. The Environment Subcommittee will be meeting at 4 p.m. on Monday.
4 p.m. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a reminder to the members of the Veterans Caucus that the breakfast with the governor is on Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. Please check with your staffs. I know there were some problems with the RSVPs back to the governor's office, but please try to let us know if you're planning to attend on Tuesday morning. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Fire EMS Coalition will be meeting briefly on Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. That'll be in the Senate and on Zoom, briefly on Monday, 3 o'clock. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Maryland Legislative LGBTQ+ Caucus will be meeting on Monday at 6:30. Please be on time. We have 2 guest speakers that night. 6:30, you'll get your information over Zoom, over email. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Any other personal or guest announcements? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I ask the body to join me in welcoming a good friend of mine's, retired Naval Captain DeJuan Booker, who served 30 years for our U.S. Navy, and his wife, retired Naval Lieutenant JAG Officer Tykeely Booker. They are here today with their son, Michael, celebrating World Down Syndrome Day. They are in the front gallery if they could stand, and they live in District 25. Thank you all for welcoming them.
Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The permission to use delegates' names?
Permission granted.
Thank you. On behalf of Delegate Warman, Delegate Wallach, and myself, we'd like to welcome the Doctor of the Day from District 16, Dr. George Maloof. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have the high honor of introducing 3 very special guests in the gallery today. In the tradition of our chamber, I'll do it by roll call, and colleagues, you can save your applause to the end if you like. First, please welcome the distinguished elected representative of the 8th grade class at Charles E. Smith Jewish Day School in Rockville, a literal rocket scientist who also slaps a mean bass guitar, my son, Jack Spiegel. My man. Up next, please welcome local skateboarding junior medalist, fashionista, scholar, and rising star of stage and screen, who can currently be seen performing in High School Musical, my daughter, Dahlia Spiegel. And finally, the superwoman who holds us all together, artist, entrepreneur, wife, and mother extraordinaire, my love, Rachel Spiegel. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would ask the body to help me welcome some of my favorite people in the whole wide world. I am both a big sister and a little sister. That's right, I am a Gen Xer who's middle-aged and a middle child, which explains a few things. But I have the honor of having my very, very dear sister from Wisconsin with her family. So if you will welcome in the gallery my sister Jessica, my brother-in-law Jeff, my nephews Jim and Jack, that ends the J's. We also have my father Freeman and my husband Luke. So if you would welcome them all.
Yes.
Good morning, Madam
Good
Speaker.
morning.
Colleagues, I am so excited today because I get to have with me for a few moments for the first time here during my tenure, my nephew and my great niece in the balcony, but I just have to have a few bragging. I have a moment for bragging rights. So my nephew, he has his BA in economics from Johns Hopkins, and he has his master's from the London Business School in finance, and he also has his degree from Columbia with his SIPA and his PA, and he's reigning all the way from District 7A this morning. So could you two please stand up? Annabella James and my nephew Kevin, please stand up so so we can welcome you.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. There's a lot of guests here today, and office number 305 also has a guest. My Chief of Staff, Justin's mom, April Balchunas, is here. She's up in the front gallery.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to use delegates' names?
Permission granted.
Thank you so much. Speaking of District 7, Delegate Lauren Arakan, Delegate Ryan Araki, and I would like to invite you to District 7 night on Monday night in the Senate office building. Please join us. Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm going to join the family train here and give a great shout out to my two favorite District 2B residents, Desiree Kinslow and my pride and joy, the black belt from Hagerstown, Eli Schindler.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Permission to use the delegates' names?
Permission granted.
Thank you. On behalf of Delegate Jessica Feldmark and Delegate Gary Simmons, we'd like to invite you all on Monday evening to District 12 night.
Anyone else? Okay. Recognizing the protocol chair.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Come on down, you sunshines. Oh my goodness, what a week we have had. Did y'all have a nice time, sunshines? Okay, listen, I just want to make sure that everyone stand up and clap for the sunshines. I will be not announcing their names today, only on Mondays. So please, delegates, show your appreciation for these wonderful, wonderful sunshines. Oh. The Speaker and all of us appreciate y'all. I just want to just say that one little thing. And I want you to have a nice weekend. You ain't got to worry about coming on Saturday. This is not the Saturday. Okay? Have a great weekend. Thank y'all. You can part your time. And Madam Speaker, would you make sure I can tell all these wonderful delegates how much I love them so much? It's just a few of you that I'm still waiting for to see. And I keep trying to remind you because sometimes you just cannot remember that I'm in room 205. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and you have a nice weekend.
All right, thank you. Wow. Women's History Moment. Good delegate from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. For today's Women's History Moment, I will be highlighting two trailblazers who were the first Black women to serve on the city councils in Gaithersburg and Rockville. Their stories are important parts of the history of the third and fourth largest cities in Maryland, which are also among the most diverse cities in America. Beyond their groundbreaking public service, these women have been incredibly active members of their chosen communities and have spent decades helping others. Yvette Monroe grew up outside of Philadelphia in a large family where education was highly valued. Both of her parents graduated from HBCUs. In fact, her mother was a graduate of Morgan State University. But it was Yvette's grandparents who instilled in her a desire to be an active member of her community, which she did in spades after moving to Montgomery County as an adult. She started her community involvement in the PTA at her children's school. Yvette was so dedicated that even after her kids graduated from high school, she served an extra year as PTA president. Yvette went on to become a frequent volunteer in a variety of other activities, including chairing Gaithersburg's Educational Enrichment Committee. Her civic activism was recognized by the City of Gaithersburg in 2016 when she was named Citizen of the Year. In 2017, Yvette made history as the first African American to serve on the Gaithersburg City Council. In office, she focused on helping her fellow residents by addressing food insecurity and affordable housing and by promoting economic development. Looking back upon her public service, former Councilmember Monroe says that she is most proud of the work she did to get approval from the mayor and council for the development of 300 units of senior housing, including independent and assisted living as well as memory care at Washington Center. Her former colleagues still highly regard her and think fondly of her incredible kindness. Yvette continues to serve her community as a member of Gaithersburg's Senior Advisory Commission and as vice chair of Montgomery County's Commission on Aging. Virginia Onley was born in Libertytown in Frederick County. From an early age, her parents instilled a strong sense of pride in their family history. For instance, her great-grandfather's emancipation papers were framed and always hung on the walls of her parents' house. Virginia and her siblings would have been mindful of that history, living across the street from the elementary school for white children, which her family was not allowed to attend because of segregation. Thankfully, local policy changed a few years later, and the schools integrated while Virginia was still in elementary school. Virginia moved to Montgomery County as an adult. She had planned to ultimately move to DC, but once she got to Rockville, people sucked her into civic life almost immediately, so she stayed. She served on the city's Compensation Commission just a year after moving into the city and was the first non-senior citizen to serve on Rockville's Senior Commission. She was ultimately active on 10 city commissions and community organizations, including as chair of the Human Rights Commission. In 2013, Virginia made history as the first black woman elected to the Rockville City Council. She served for 2 terms and 6 years. Former Councilmember Onley is best known for being an unequivocal advocate for affordable housing and a person who wasn't afraid to take tough votes. Looking back on her time in office, she is most proud of casting the deciding vote on very important, but very contentious, redevelopment and growth standards for the city. Notably, this change in local law is the reason that a much anticipated Wegmans will be opening in Rockville this summer. Although both of these trailblazing women left elected office sooner than they wanted to, they shattered the glass ceiling with their public service. They made way for multiple black women to serve after them, including current Rockville Mayor Monique Ashton, current Rockville City Council member Izola Shaw, current Gaithersburg City Council member Lisa Henderson, and former Gaithersburg Council member and current at-large County Council member Lori Ann Sales. I believe my guests may have made it into the gallery by now, but they may not have. But either way, I'd ask the body to please welcome former council members Yvette Monroe and Virginia Onley and current Gaithersburg City Council member Lisa Henderson, in case they've made it.
Thank you. Quorum call. Has everyone recorded their presence? Clerk will take the call. There being 116 members present, the House is still in session. Recognizing the majority leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stands recessed until Monday, March 24th at 8 o'clock p.m. Legislative date, March 9th.